First, we want to get out that breaking news. Near TSU, a car slamming into a building a couple of hours ago.
And Alexander Cohen is on the scene for us. Alexander, can you explain to us exactly what happened here?
Amy, police are trying to figure out if this lady fell asleep at the wheel, if she accidentally accelerated, or what exactly happened here. We know that she is just suffering from minor injuries, and as you can see, Bean Street is back open after that investigation. Here's the video that we took from the scene. Police tell me it looks like the woman rammed into the building around 5 this morning. This is located close to the corner of Albion and 28th Avenue North, right off the Interstate 40 ramp by Tennessee State University. Police have not released what may have caused the accident. A tow truck driver quickly pulled the car out of the shed, leaving the damage behind. Again, officers tell me the driver was taken to Centennial Hospital. Right now, they are not investigating this as a suspicious incident. We'll keep you updated. Reporting live in Nashville, Alexander Cohen, News Channel 5.
Alexandra, thank you. More breaking news. A man walks into the hospital after being shot in the face, and now police are trying to track down that shooter. Our Kimberly Davis at Skyline Medical Center, where the victim's being treated. And Kimberly, it's a pretty amazing story of survival.
Amy, good morning. Yes, it's amazing that he did survive, and police are telling us that his injuries appear to be non-life-threatening injuries, but he is not helping police in their investigation to try and track down this shooter. And now police are hoping that the roommates can help them in their investigation and find who's responsible for pulling that trigger. This is what we know so far. Police are telling us that last night the shooting happened at a home on the 3500 block of Slate Drive, just north of Nashville. And just after 8 o'clock, the victim showed up to the hospital with a gunshot wound to the face. Police say he was transported to Skyline Medical Center in a private vehicle. And again, we're told at this hour his injuries appear to be non-life-threatening. Now, police were on the scene of that shooting, but they're telling us that they have cleared that scene. It has been processed. Again, if you have any information that could help them in their investigation, Metro Police is asking that you give them a call at 615-74-CRIME. For now, we are live at Skyline Medical Center. I'm Kimberly Davis, News Channel 5.
Kimberly, thank you. A new development now. A teen is behind bars accused in a cold case murder. Police say 19-year-old Shaquay Dodd robbed Jorge Enrique outside of his apartment on Edmondson Pike back in August of 2014 and then shot him to death. Shaquay Dodd charged now with first-degree murder, and we're told more arrests are expected. A driver is facing charges now in connection with a deadly pileup in Antioch. 6 cars all slammed into each other at the intersection of Blue Hole and Bell Roads in Antioch Monday. 1 man died, a half dozen others were injured, including several kids. Police say that Austin Hullett is to blame for that crash, and we've got his picture right there. He is facing several charges, including vehicular homicide.
New this morning, a grand jury indicts a Portland man accused of raping and abusing several children. The Portland Leader reports the investigation began when the Department of Children's Services sent a complaint to the sheriff's office. Initially, detectives were looking into a case that involved a 9-year-old girl who was abused in 2015, but that led them to find more cases. Now the indictment against 51-year-old Charles Reed is for rape of a child and 4 counts of sexually aggravated battery. All 4 victims are under the age of 13. Reed is in jail on $100,000 bond.
After months of heated debate back and forth, the task force at MTSU is recommending the school change the name of its ROTC building. Forrest Hall is named for the Confederate general and early KKK leader Nathan Bedford Forrest. All but 2 task force members were in favor of that name change, but it might be years before an official change can be made. The recommendation first goes to the university's president, who will submit his recommendation on to the Tennessee Board of Regents, and then after that, it still has to be approved by the State Historical Commission. So the earliest that we could see a true name change would be spring of 2018.
An investigation into a possible hate crime at Austin Peay State University took a bizarre twist when police discovered nooses hanging on the campus. They were actually part of an art project. University officials addressed the incident during a public forum yesterday. In a statement, the student responsible apologized for any pain she caused and said she had no social or political statements in mind when she hung them. Administrators admit the instructor who assigned the project didn't oversee it properly.
And in this particular situation, our process failed. That's all I can say about that. It failed. But we have learned a lot. I'm confident that the student has learned a lot.
We're told the student who hung the nooses will not be disciplined.
In just a few hours, lawmakers could be voting on the first veto override of Governor Haslam's administration, making the Bible the official state book of Tennessee. News Channel 5's Matthew Torres following the latest on Legislative Plaza this morning there in the shadow of the Capitol. Matthew, I've got to admit, I'm surprised that the lawmakers are continuing to push this, knowing where the governor stands on this.
He really is. Governor Haslam says that he felt because this violates the U.S. and Tennessee constitutions, hence why he vetoed it last week. Nevertheless, even before it reached the governor's desk, majority of the lawmakers from both chambers approved this bill, which would have made the Bible the official state book. But again, after it was vetoed last week, lawmakers are now working to override his decision. So later this morning, in about 2 hours, lawmakers will make that vote on the override. Again, the state attorney general found that the bill would violate the U.S. and Tennessee Constitution, but supporters and the sponsor of the bill say it is a way to honor the significance of the Bible in Tennessee. So if there aren't enough votes to override the veto today, we have learned from our source that there are enough signatures to call for an override session, a special one 30 days after the General Assembly ends. Of course, we will be following this story as soon as we find out the outcomes, which we should learn about this morning, again, in less than 2 hours now. We'll have that update on air and online, but we'll have much more coming up in the next half hour. For now, we're reporting live at Legislative Plaza. Matthew Torres, News Channel 5.